If you're interested, you know where to go. My YouTube channel, darling. Okay. So, but yeah, that's a prime example of full moon energy, things being brought to light, endings, closures, even though this is just the beginning, right? This is just the beginning because everyone that's involved in that fault and that blame hadn't even been revealed yet, okay? We hadn't even had a trial or anything yet. Like, P. Diddy is still not arrested. So we're still at the very beginning, but it does help to bring some closure to, is he abusive? Is he abusive towards women? Specifically, was he abusive towards Cassie? The answer is absolutely yes, because we also have other models coming forward, you know. But again, I don't want to make this podcast episode about that. That's on my YouTube channel. Go there if you want to hear me talk more about it. But that's a prime example of the Sagittarius full moon energy where revelations are brought out. Okay, so for you, this may be revelations regarding a Gemini, regarding a Sagittarius, and or both. It could be revelations about the other side of you. For some of you, it could be revealing your shadow side, your dark side, the part of you that you don't like, the part of you that makes you cringe, the part of you that pisses you off. Maybe the fact that you're jealous, the fact that you're lazy, the fact that you're ungrateful, the fact that you're unaccomplished, unsuccessful, the fact that you are a chaser, a biter, you have no identity of your own, you're codependent, you're broke, like all of those like low vibrational shadow energies. For some of you, it's going to be bringing that to light. So where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm being revealed about how much I suck. Let me take the Sagittarius full moon energy, get my bow and arrow out. Let's focus on something, because this Gemini energy of me doing all the things and not having a plan and, just, going and taking it day by day, going with the flow, that has not served me at this point. So now I need to focus on the highest and best for me. Okay, Sagittarius energy is like the highest and best. It's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of luck, fortune, and expansion. So it's going to make bigger. Jupiter is like the largest planet in the solar system. So Sagittarius energy is expansive type of energy. Okay, so pardon me. Pardon me. So it's like with the Sagittarius energy, it's regroup energy. It's come back to source energy. It's remember what's most important energy. It's, it's that wisdom of, I love going out. I love being social, but it's that wisdom of, I love being social, but I need this to balance that. I need to make sure I am home by midnight so I can get a good night's rest. I need to make sure if I'm out with friends, I'm drinking water if I'm going to be drinking. Like, it's just realizing like the parts of you that you like, but also the parts of you that you don't like. And because of those things that need to be changed or tweaked or elevated, it's making a decision to let something go so that a new beginning can be formed. Okay. And I'm doing this because I guess the arrow like going up or whatever, but streamline is coming to mind right now. Streamline is coming to me right now, like this energy right here. So I feel like it's also like a merging of the two souls within you, if that makes any sense. Like, not totally shunning away your shadow side, not totally shunning away your lightness, but finding a way to blend the two, right? Because we like your light, but sometimes your light could probably be blinding to some people. It could be too much. It could be maybe around the wrong people to where it's not being respected or protected. It could be just a projection of light, you know what I'm saying? Where you need to bring a little more grit, a little more heaviness, a little more earthiness with that light, or the opposite. If you've been in your darkness, your shadow a little too long, and just realizing like, this heaviness isn't serving me. Let me tap into the things that make me happy. For example, if you're an addict of some sort, a work addict, drugs, alcohol, any type of vices, any type of addiction that's unhealthy, right? That hasn't been serving you. And maybe you've been in this space for a while. It's been comfortable. You hadn't had anyone challenge you. You hadn't had anyone call you out, or you hadn't had any unfortunate circumstances that has naturally motivated you to do better. Okay. So now you're realizing, okay, this darkness isn't serving me. I thought, drinking, on occasion is fine for me, but it's really not. It takes my whole next day to be hungover, and I don't like that feeling, So it's realizing like, okay, what I think was serving me with this vice, how can I find that same fulfillment in a natural way? You know, taking a walk outside, meditating, doing exercise outside, you know, so you just sweating a little differently, spending time with friends, taking up a hobby, taking up a new creative passion. Like, how can I bring a little more lightness into this? So with the Sagittarius full moon energy, you may just feel like a wealth of information because, again, expansive energy. So for some of you, your emotions are going to be expanded or blown out of proportion or made bigger than what it really is. Like for some people, it's going to be making a mountain out of a molehill. And I want you to just take note of that. You know, you are who you are. Your emotions are valid. And if you do have this feeling of feeling too much, where it's too much, take a rest. Take a break. I found myself grounding a lot this week. Like, for example, like I'll be playing with Conan, but then I'll like lay down on the ground and just like lay there for a little bit and play with him there instead of like playing with him when he's on the couch or running around and stuff. I'll like literally get on the floor. And it was one time I was watching, I was stretching, but then I laid back to do stretches. So it's like, I keep feeling this, for me personally, I keep feeling this need to like ground my chakras. Like I wanted my spine, the base of my spine to be on the ground. I wanted the back of my back, the middle of my back to be on the ground, you know, so with the Sagittarius full moon, even though it's a fire moon in an Aries season, I feel like there's this energy of recalibration and grounding right now as well. Like I said, going back to source, going back to the root, going back to what matters. Because again, with the bow and arrow, right? Like you have to do this. You have to have that period of not regressing, but like going back to the source, like getting grounded, being very much ready for the thing, so that when you release with all that momentum and you release with all that fire and all that passion, you're very clear on what the objective is. You're very clear on what the focus is. So, allow yourself to be creative. Allow yourself to be passionate. Allow yourself to have fun. This is a season to be reminded to have fun. It is wedding season. So there may be some weddings and graduations going on. Congratulations to all of the graduates of 2024. Congratulations to class of 2024 that just graduated. If you graduated high school, college, if you received your doctorates, if you received your masters, if you received your associates, if you received your certificates, any type of accomplishment on paper, kudos to you. If you completed those CEUs, good for you. If you completed your in-service hours, if you completed your community service hours, like if you completed something, good for you. Good job. Good job. If you completed something, if you finished it, if you began something, put in the time work, you put in those hours, you put in the grunt work, okay? And you finished it. That's worth celebrating, okay? So even if no one is celebrating you, you must celebrate you. You must, okay? With anything we do, we're teaching other people how to treat us. We're teaching people how we think about ourselves. We're teaching people how to respect or disrespect us by how we respect or disrespect ourselves first. All right. So if you completed anything, you got through it. If you got a divorce, okay. If you got married, you completed, yay, you got your person, right? But if you got a divorce, if you won custody of your child, if you maybe had a legal battle, you fought, you gave it your best effort, but it just wasn't in the cards for you, you still finished it, right? So if there's anything in your world that you are wrapping up, you're ending, you're saying this is the end, and you're making peace with it. You're taking the time to breathe. One more time. You're taking time to breathe. You're taking time to feel those emotions. Even if it's like an unhappy ending, it's just getting grounded in what it is. Sagittarius energy is about the truth, okay? So it's like, even though it's an ugly truth, it's my truth, you know? Even though it's an unhappy ending, I still got through it to see it to the end, right? You know? So just be mindful of that. Like, just getting grounded within yourself, and whatever the outcome is, making peace within yourself. If it's a happy ending, if it's a happy outcome, great, awesome. I deserve this. Like if it's a happy, good thing, sit in that. If it's your wheel of fortune, if it's finally your turn, if it's finally your time and you're excited and you're grateful and you're happy about that, be happy. We need more happy people in this world because everybody is stressed and broke out. Okay, everybody's lonely. It seems like people are, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, and it's just a lot going on. It's a lot from reality to the entertainment industry to just worldwide economics. It's the political year. It's just a lot going on, and then we're just trying to figure out how to be this age at the first time, right? It's okay. We're all going through this. We're all going through something, okay? And the sooner you get grounded in, this is what it is. This is what it is. I lost. I won. Get grounded in it. Get grounded in it. If it's yours, you won. Be happy in that fully. Let this Gemini energy allow you to be smiling. Like Gemini energy is laughter. When I think of Gemini sounds like laughter. Gemini sounds like cheers, glasses clinking. Gemini sounds like the shutter of the camera, paparazzi, socialite energy is what I think with Gemini. I think of colors. Happy Pride to everyone that's celebrating. And also just enmeshing the duality of masculine and feminine energy, right? And I'll do a whole other separate Pride episode for my Pride family. But in essence, with this Gemini energy, meshing your masculine and feminine energy, regardless of how you identify and all that stuff, we all have masculine and feminine energy, right? So with the Sagittarius full moon, allowing, the light and the dark its respect, right? The sooner we face our darkness and say, this is what it is. I got my laziness from my daddy. I got my overindulgence from my mom. I got my Like, just understand, like, those are the makings of you. My dad's a narcissist. So am I. My mom is, whatever, focused on health. So am I. Like, whatever parts of you, that's how we get to that self-acceptance. Not just only loving the parts we love, the parts we like, the parts we don't mind, but also making peace with the dark parts, the parts that make us cringe, the parts that make us pissed off. Like 2 days ago, I was, feeling the Sag full moon, and I was like, you know what? These fucking vision boards have kept me in this loop of what to focus on because I'm putting down all of my ideas on this vision board, right? And I had 4 vision boards because I would make one every year and I would just keep bringing it together. Like, so when I would relocate, I would bring these boards with me. And I remember when I moved into this apartment here, my uncle was carrying my boards and he didn't mention anything about my boards, but I also remember feeling like cringy because I don't want everyone to see what's on my vision board because that's kind of personal, So like, it wasn't a conversation that was had about it or anything, but I remember thinking like, how am I supposed to protect these vision boards as I'm moving from one house to the next? And it's not like I have it on display like it's artwork or anything. I have it tucked behind my headboard so I don't see it, or I'll bring one out from time to time and prop it up, and I find myself like not avoiding it or not wanting to look at it because it's just a reminder of what you hadn't done yet. So 2 days ago, I just had enough. I took one vision board because I also was thinking, like, how do I dispose of this in a safe way, being spiritual and everything. I don't want to just throw my dreams away in a sense, right? So I wanted to give it a proper deconstruction, if you will. So I took a knife because soft life. I'm not going to be picking it off with my nails. I got a little knife and I scraped the pictures because how I created the vision board, it was on like a regular white poster board like you do for like the science fair and stuff. Regular white poster board. For some vision boards, I cut magazine sayings and pictures and things, but for the most part I would print these pictures from my color printer and then stick them on the board. So like one vision board had a picture of Conan on there, another vision board had a picture of me on there. So I don't want to just throw it away as is. I want to give it its proper deconstruction to where it's no longer a vision board, it's just a white poster board. Right? Because I done took all the affirmations and the pictures off of it. So I took my energy off of that before I threw it away. So just a little recommendation for anyone disposing of energetic things. Make sure you do the proper release to detach from that energy. So it's not like you're throwing yourself away in a sense. So I took a knife, picked up all the pictures, and shredded the pictures. I most times I would like say something to the picture or whatever word, like I release you, I release my energy, or just something to like let me know we're done here. So I would release each picture, each graphic, shred it, and then once I was done with that board, fold it to the smallest square I could, and stuff it in the trash can. And it felt so good. So then I remember I have 3 more boards because I have 4 boards for the past 4 years. So I went and got the other 3. And then I was like, oh, let me film it. So then I put it on my IG stories, on my IG friends saw it or whatever. And I got a lot of response. I got a lot of people that hearted that. And I also made a comment on one of my favorite astrologers, I think Zodi Amity. And I commented on her post because she was talking about the Sagittarius full moon. So I commented that I destroyed 4 vision boards, and that comment got a lot of likes. She also pinned it to the top because I think that speaks to a lot of people. Like, so how many of us have been holding on to vision boards with these old visions, with this old version of ourselves that we're not there anymore, right? Like, I'm up here, but I'm using vision boards from 4 years ago, 3 years ago, even a year ago. I'm not that woman anymore, So respectfully, Sherelle, we're done here. We need to dream up new visions. We need to have new dreams, all right? So I did the same process for the other 3 boards. Used my knife to pick up all the pictures, all the phrasing, the words. Released each graphic, the words. I release you. This is not me, blah, 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 whatever prayer. Shred it. There was at one point I was like stabbing the poster board because